this is my time. Faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine. Bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. Saddle, cut to the chase. I ain't somebody who stays in one place. Ready to go, I'm coming to play. You better know I still got something to say. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, cause you know
Racing Series as they're spinning off the corner. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. The Maine Sim Racing Series is ready to go for round number 1 of this 2022-23 fall winter season of racing. Welcome aboard. I am Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Charles Wooten. He'll also be pushing the buttons. He's also the production, and he's my color analyst. And Charles, we got some fun here. USA International. This is a track that I went to back in the day when I used to do work with the Hooters Pro Cup Series. The track now dormant. It's got a mall in the middle of what used to be the infield. But one thing for certain, you carry on the memories of this great racing facility thanks to the iRacing simulator, and the Maine Sim Racing Series find it just appropriate to be the lid lifter of their season opener here tonight.
Yeah, this is a great series, a great track. Last season, they put on just one heck of a show, and they had probably about 15 less drivers, and they put on a show. We're going to take this field of 42 drivers, if Sean is running race control, down to around 25. So unfortunately, just like real racing, Wesley, that me and you both cover quite often, there's going to be some sad people going home tonight.
Yeah, we're going to trim the fat, as they say, basically. Let's take a look at the race analysis for tonight's event here. Of course, as we mentioned, there will be two 15-lap heat races, qualifier races after qualifying is completed, as right now they're into their final 3 minutes of their practice warm-up. And then we'll have, again, 25 drivers go at it for 100 laps here around the virtual USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. Just let's take a look at the weather conditions. Bottom right, we'll take a look at the sim temperatures as we get you ready to go. 89 degrees, air temp, wind speed 11 miles an hour. Partly cloudy, but the sun is out right now. And how about this, Charles? 126 degrees for the track temp. Holy cow.
Yeah, it is very warm, and you know they do that with this series quite often, and a couple of others that we have done in the past. What it does is it makes this car handle more like it really would in real life, and you have to be more methodical with your passes. You can't just go in there, you know, half-cocked and decide you just want to run over people. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have problems if you do. So I really like these high temperatures, and I think it's going to make for some better racing.
Hey, you see the sign in the lineage up on the wall there with the old Hooters Pro Cup logos, USAR, United Speed Alliance Racing. And that was one of the biggest tracks back in the heyday of the Pro Cup Series, was right here at Lakeland. Look at this one coming right at you. Look, wow. Yeah, number 60 there. They got about, whoa, there you go. That's a good video to use for promo, Charles.
Yes, and I want to quickly apologize there. You saw Major's series on the top left. Well, we put the right logo into the overlays. Why it doesn't want to show up, I don't know. But for some reason, it did not stick. So That is unfortunate. We'll leave the LSRTV up there, but of course you are watching the Maine Sim Racing Series for season number 2 here on LSRTV, and like I said, it has exploded, nearly doubled the driver car count, as we had around 25 or 30 last year and around 52 registered for tonight's race. Obviously some of them couldn't make it, but Wesley, 52 down to 25, that's a lot of fat that we got to trim.
Yeah, there's going to be half the field going home whenever they determine how they're going to set this lineup here. And obviously, Charles, I know they're getting ready to go to qualifying here in 30 seconds. Do they lock in the top 10 and everybody else goes to 2 15-lap heats? How do they determine that, buddy?
So interesting. It's showing 3 heats, but obviously we were told 2. So they'll look into that, but there is no qualifying. It's straight pill draw style. We're going to go right into heat racing. So the way pill draw style works on iRacing is based on iRating, and it kind of just jumbles it up into a big pot and spits out your pill draw number, and well, that's where you lie. So you could get a good spot, you could get a bad spot. You know it as well as I do. Pill draw it evens the playing field a lot.
Yeah, it certainly does. As the checkered flag coming out over the field, and we are getting ready to go heat races here right now. We get ready to give you the field gridding. We're going to run 2 15, possibly 3 15-lap heat races, and then a 100-lap feature. Let's give you your starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Noah Haggett is on the pole in the number 54. Gleason Smith in the 5 on the row 1. Row 2, we'll find Trevor Ward of the 16. Kyle Mooney in the number 90. Row 3 on the grid. Here at Lakeland, we'll find Dan Neesmith in the 48, Chris Fortier in the number 11. Row 4, Tim Connolly in the 31, Tyler Connolly, I'm sorry. And then it's Caleb Willett in the number 60. Row 5, top 10, Jason Ricker in the 9. Cole Watts, Charles, he'll make up the top 10.
Yeah, row 6 going to be Brian Conover and David Greenleaf. It looks like I got the easy names here tonight, so I'm happy with that. Steven Allen going to be in row 7 with Rick Morton in the 99. Row 8 going to be Matt Mingo. Oh, yeah, I like that name, Mingo. Sean Kimball in the 28. We'll see if he does start or not. Row 9 going to be Corey Bubar and Butch. I guess that's knee. Keen, we'll go with that one here. We'll figure that one out.
Butch Kinney, I'm thinking Butch Kinney, yeah, or Butch Keen, possibly.
Yeah, we'll dissect that one a little later. Row 10, we had this one last time. Nick Dyer and Ryan Kingston going to be in row 10.
Row 11, we'll find Cody Childs in the 94. Ben Burgess in the number 7. Row 12, we'll find nobody.
Yeah.
So 22 cars. Man, that's pretty cool, though, man. That's the equivalent, Charles, of a late model feature at a Friday, Saturday night short track across America right there for a heat race.
And like I said, looking definitely forward to seeing what these guys produce, because they produced a heck of a show back when it was, a fraction of the field when they had about 25 to 30. I can only imagine what they're going to produce, with 50-something cars showing up every week. And, this right here, this 22 cars, this is, like you said, this is the week equivalent of a feature race at a lot of tracks. And this is heat race number 1 of 2.
Yeah, this is just heat race number 1. It's going to be a sprint, too, by the way. You got to go, and you got to go in a hurry. 15 laps is the distance for these drivers as they will settle in here. We're ready to go. Well, hope you have had a great Wednesday night. Strap in every Wednesday night with a couple of off nights for the holidays, and we're ready to bring to you the Maine Sim Racing Series. The first heat race of the afternoon. Ready to go at USA International. They get them up top 2 by 2 by 2 to the firebox off of turn number 4. Look at that beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. Already a little chaos on the start. Green flag in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, you got a race, and that's going to be Haggett jumping out of the early lead. We got a problem already. The number 12 dropping to the bottom of the racetrack. That's Bubar.
They
fly here.
Piled up back here as Nick Dyer involved in this one. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened. But again, a massive, massive pile up. So we'll go take a quick look and see exactly what happened. This came right, and I mean right off the start of this race, Wesley. We were focused on that one wreck, but this one happened here. And honestly, I think it started because of that right there, and just They just went into the infield and wrecking each other.
Yeah, there's Boot Bar the 59, and then we watch all these other cars work their way off of turn 2. Oh my goodness, trouble there.
Oh,
we got one on the lid already. Flip count already at 1.
Yes, chaos ensued there at the start of that one. Unfortunate, but hey, you know, just like I see all the time with dirt track racing, short track asphalt racing, this is short track racing, and, well, things happen, and you really never know how these races are going to start. Sometimes they'll go green to checkered clean. Sometimes they turn into a bit of a caution fest. It's just short track racing at its finest.
And by the way, one of the things that is really confusing at USA International in real life as well as on the virtual sim, because obviously they try to mimic to a perfect, location, the pit lane, the towers, the grandstand, everything like the real deal. The front straightaway looks so close to the back straightaway, except it doesn't have the flag stand. Take the flag stand, put it on the back stretch, as you're about to see here in a few moments, Charles, and it looks just like the front straightaway on the back stretch.
Now, see if we can't get a good view of it. There we go. We can go further out, and yeah, like you said, it looks identical without a flag stand.
That's right. And that's one of the things that I remembered also so very real about that is actually that's exactly the way that facility was made. And so, all right, so we have no laps completed. I think they're going to go back, and we're going to have to go for a second attempt on a start. And we'll try this again, as it looks like, am I right, Charles? Caution laps do not count?
That is correct. Caution laps do not count for the heat races. I would imagine they're going to count for the actual feature race. I did not get confirmation on that. We'll find that out once we get there. But for sure, caution laps do not count during the heats. So, yeah, original restart. We're going to try it again, and we'll see how this one all plays out. Some of these guys may not want that original restart. They want to get out and just get going and, advance, because the top 10 drivers advance. So if you're in the top 10, you're solid right now, but original restart means you have 15 laps to fight these guys off once again.
Noah Haggett, the man out in front, followed by Trevor Ward. And I wonder if that is the Trevor Ward that I know from late model racing in the Carolinas.
It very well could
driver, possibly.
Because every one of these drivers is from in Maine, so they're in that area, so he's on that coast with you.
There you go. Tyler Connolly. Some of these names do look very familiar. Yeah. Some of these names look very familiar. Drivers that, of course, run up at Thunder Road in Vermont, or, of course, the Oxford Plains Speedway.
The real question is, will any of these be running in Florence?
Oh, I don't think so. I really don't. We're ready to settle go here. Second attempt from a far view, green flag in the air. Yeah, we got a lot of cool things planned for the South Carolina 400 with live sim racing, LSRTV, and finish line coverage. We'll have a whole lot of details about that coming soon. As the green flag goes back in the air, Cook set up on the outside. He'll be in the next race. Excuse me, Ward up on the outside, battling there with Haggett side by side. Now we got some laps under our belt, Charles.
Yes, finally getting that one lap in, and as we do, I think we just jinxed that one.
It's my fault. Here we go.
90 goes around. Kyle Mooney last season as well, so this time not having the day he wants. Well, Dak and take a look and see what happened to old Kyle Mooney here.
Yeah, the 90 Kyle Mooney involved. Looked like the 11 car was also caught up in it. We'll look at the replay here. Take a look and see a little contact. They're trying to stick it 3 wide down the front straightaway. That's the completion of lap number 1. Back into lap turn number 1 and 2. And the 11 and the 90 just get together. Everybody else stays to the bottom and misses them. And there you see the end result there. The 11 of the 90 caution out after a 2-car accident right there.
And in
Turn
the
number 2.
slightest of contact, too. There was not much contact made, but it was just enough to get that car turned around and bring out the second caution here for tonight. And Wesley, I know you like that caution counter, so we'll bring it up. There you go. 2 cautions, but 0 laps.
Yeah, because we've only had caution laps don't count. That's why. So lead changes. Nobody has changed for the lead yet. I think we did have a lead change. I thought Haggett got Ward and Haggett flip-flop positions there, so they just haven't officially counted it yet. But there's that SRT Pennzoil number 16. Beautiful looking ride there, Trevor Ward. Wow.
I'm curious what the SRT stands for, because in my world, that's Secure Reliable Transfer, but that is how we transfer data from a racetrack to the VMix, so we can broadcast races.
Well, I think that's what it is.
I think it's
that's
a
what
car.
it is, SRT.
Because it looks like it has that Hellcat on there, so I'm wondering if SRT is some kind of engine. But I would like to think it's something to do with with what I have to do. But he's out front and doing fine right now. He's just got to hold them off 13 more laps. Again, caution laps not counting. So, I'm interested, and I know while we're still under caution, we're taking the top 10, and then those last final 5 spots are going to be based on provisionals from probably last year, I would imagine. So, if you don't make it, you still have a shot to get into those final 5 spots. So, it's going to be unknown to us until we actually get in the race who those last 5 are.
Yeah, we'll find out whenever you find out, for those that are watching, of who will be locked in the show by virtue of the provisionals. We do know the top 10 will lock them in here for this race so far, as the lights finally go off of the pace car between Ward and Haggett. Front row push light entry up on the outside. And again, the Ford Fusion pace car will get ready to drop onto the pit lane. And we'll get ready to go back to it again. 13 laps to go. Heat number 1, the Maine Sim Racing Series. Kickoff lid lifter for their 2nd year on your home for sim racing. We're going on a decade of coverage on iRacing on LSRTV, by the way. To the line, green flag back in the air. Let's settle this here again in heat number 1 is Ward, Connolly, Haggett. We'll let it record your top 5. We'll send them off into turn number 2 there, Charles, back to green.
Yeah, green flag is back underway. We'll see if we can stay this way as 12 laps go right now. And, they are sliding everywhere in the back.
That was Conley. That was Ricker. There were so many good cars between 2nd, 3rd on back. They did get a lap completed. I think Ward got caught up in it. The 75 is involved, and they pulled away from the accident quickly. But my, that just jumbled up the front of the pack from probably 2nd on back there, Charles. We go under yellow flag, and we'll prepare to strap in for a replay here. This all started with the 2nd place car. Conley and Ward and some other cars going at it. Keep them behind the leader.
And right there. And apologies for the replay there. When caution laps don't count, scoring and timing, it has a mind of its own and wants to go berserk. So regardless of that, there were several front runners involved in that one. It's just unfortunate for these guys. You don't want to be involved in a wreck, but, Wesley, the only thing you can hope for, excuse me, is that if you're involved in it, you're one of those with a provisional.
Yeah, it looks like they have now put Ward back up in the front. And obviously Haggett is nowhere to be seen right now. Wonder where the 54 went. All this transpiring here with now 3 laps completed of 12 laps remaining in this last chance race, this heat race. There he is. There goes Haggett. Okay, he'll get back rolled up again. Maybe he got ahead of the pace car.
Yeah, there are a couple of drivers that were ahead, so they have to way back and let the pace car catch up to them.
Yeah, well, so far it looks like there's been some calamity, if you will, since the drop of the green. No doubt about it there, Charles. They gotta simmer down here, man. I mean, I know they only got a dozen laps to go, but we don't want to see green caution, green caution, green caution.
Yeah, and these guys, like I said, you don't want to see green caution, green caution. We want to see some green flag racing. And, I would imagine the fans out there want to see. We got to right around 35 people tuning in right now. So those 35 people, they want to see a good green flag racing as well. So, we like to do it. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We'll give you a shout out on air. Let us know who you're cheering for as well and where you're tuning in from. But yeah, we'll see how the feature goes. If caution laps do count during that feature race, well, Wesley, that's going to make it interesting, because if it goes the way it's going now, they're not going to have very many green flag laps to get to the front.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Still 12 laps to go, and so many good cars have already been taken out. Yeah, man, thanks for those people joining us on the broadcast on YouTube. Of course, give us some subscribe. Hit that subscribe button where you can keep up with all the coverage of everything going on with iRacing on LSRTV. We've also got some pretty cool things coming up involving NASCAR and the South Carolina 400 at Florence Motor Speedway. Special finish line shows, the Pit Party Pill Draw show on Friday night, November the 18th, and special content throughout the week leading up to the South Carolina 400 on Saturday. That'll be November the 17th, 18th, and 19th. Also, we got some pretty cool things that are going to involve possibly the Maine Sim Racing Series race being done with yours truly from the press box at Florence Motor Speedway, where the Maine Sim Series will be running somewhere, Charles.
Yeah, I believe we'll see if we can't pull that schedule up real quick. Figure out where they're going to be at. I believe where we're talking Five Flags is where they are scheduled to be that week. So let me pull that up very quickly here. I think I have it handy. There we go. Yes, that would be the 16th. That'd be at Five Flags.
There we go. Five Flags Speedway. Oh, my God. Trouble! Oh, front row again. Contact. Ward goes upside down. Flip count at 2 here at USA, and we're back under yellow with 11 to go.
And we,
man,
that one,
man.
We got front row seats for that one, Wesley. We'll go and take a look for the 16. There he is, and we'll see exactly what happened. Let's go back a little further. And for some reason, our caution thing not wanting to cooperate here today. So, unfortunate there, but all right, now we can try to get this thing going.
Well, we know the flip count is now at 2 cars.
So this is right prior to this restart. So they're taking the green flag this time, and that's how far we'd go back, because it happened right before right after the start of the green flag.
Oh yeah,
dropped.
They came right down to the start line when it happened. Yeah.
So we'll take a look here as the pace car should be making its descent right there to pit road, and this is how quick it happened.
Restart. Let's see here. This is Ward and Haggett.
Look like you didn't get a start.
Man, looked like the 9 just didn't. Yeah, it looked like Ward just didn't fire. Oh wow.
Didn't go.
You're exactly
and then
right,
he went
Charles.
for a roll.
It looked like Ward he spun the tires or just didn't take off like he was supposed to, and yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, unfortunate. He was your leader. He's not going to be anymore. But yeah, just one of them deals. When something happens on the start, you don't fire, you don't launch good. I usually compare not starting to kind of like drag racing. If you don't get that good launch, it costs you the win in drag racing. If you don't get a good launch in oval racing, stuff like that can happen, and you pile up the field, or you go for a ride, and it's never what you want.
So the caution coming out here on the 11 to go here in the first heat race, which seems like it's taken forever to run.
And there is a time limit, by the way, which has about 8 seconds left on it.
Yeah, I guess this race is about to end with 11 to go, or at least they're going to give it one more shot at it before they do call it.
There you go, final lap.
I do like the fact that they've enforced a time limit here. Yeah.
Yeah, and
disappointing it's disappointing, Charles. But I mean, you can't just constantly keep going green caution, and not have anything done about it.
Yeah, and it is disappointing, and a lot of people. I've talked to people like, "Oh, there shouldn't be a time limit," but you go to real racing, and some of these tracks have curfews. Some of them just want to put that time limit in there, so there are time limits on real races. I was just producing a race last weekend where they put a time limit. It was 20 minutes, I believe. Of course, red flags in real racing, the time limit doesn't count as it's going to end here. But, you've got to have that time limit so you don't run all night long.
Yeah, I know the pace car was dropping onto the pit lane, and they were anxious to get ready to hit the gas and go again, but they field knew from the Maine Sim Racing Series officials that they were coming to the checkered flag here. And, of course, that will wrap up heat race number 1. Well, let's throw the results up there on the screen to you real quickly. As, again, this race is over. Top 10 transfer, and there they are. Of course, Jason Ricker, Noah Haggett, Nick Morton, Nick Dyer, Ryan Keniston, Cody Childs, David Greenleaf, Dan Neesmith, Brian Conover, and Kyle Mooney. Even though he had a problem earlier in the race, he will also transfer in, Charles. Everybody else will either be done for the night or they will hope that they get one of the 5 provisionals as heat number 2 is getting ready to grid.
Yeah, they are on the grid now.
Well, let's give you the starting lineup for heat race number 2, another 15-lap race. Andrew McLaughlin on the pole. Scott Tapley, row number 1. Row number 2 will find, of course, Nathan Barth in the 37, Tyler Jordan in the 29. Row 3 on the grid will find Tyler Lerman and Dan DeSanto in the 86, DeSanto. Row number 4, Cody Billings and Matthew Bergani. In your top 10.
Yeah.
We'll find the Andrew Jocelyn and Max Cookson. Rest of the lineup includes Merrill and Landry. Row number 7, Plummer and Connolly. Row number 8, we'll find Niall and Melcher. Row number 9, Verrill and Treadwell. Row 10 is Grass and Dominique Currit. And the final row will find York in the back there. Sorry, Charles, I just figured I'd go ahead and knock out the lineup for you there. So we get ready to go here
definitely
for
works
heat
for
number
me.
2.
That way I don't have to butcher any names.
I think Dan DeSanto was the closest one that got me there, and Matthew Bergani. But anyhow, we're ready to go here with the Maine Sim Racing Series, the lid lifter for the 2022-23 season number 2 iRacing on LSRTV. And let's see if we have a much better heat race number 2 than heat race number 1. 15 laps, top 10 transfer, Charles. We're coming to the green, buddy.
Green flag is just moments away from coming out as Barney's going to wave it right about now. Okay, I'm off. There he goes. Now he's waving it. And, the one that got you, Wesley, Matthew Burgoyne, that is somebody you got to watch. That guy is fast. He got a little bit of a temper when you wreck his teammates, but he is a very fast driver.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the man right now, the number 6 position, Matthew Burgoyne. Is they're going to go 3 wide, and we already got trouble. Cars are wrecking in turn number 2 off the back straightaway, and the yellow flag will come out here.
I'm not 100% sure who was involved in that. Whoever it is, they got it going very quickly. So not sure who all was involved in that one. And timing and scoring again, it is just going, you can see it on the screen. It just goes berserk whenever caution laps don't count. Yeah, going cray-cray, all right. So if we find out who is quickly, we'll go back. If not, it's kind of irrelevant. It looks like everyone got it going, just maybe a little slight spin. And for 2 heat races in a row, Wesley, we're going original restart here for heat race number 2.
Yeah, I don't really see any problem on the racetrack, Charles, unless it's the DuPont car, number 24. I know we're intently watching him, but I wonder if maybe the race directors for the Maine Sim Racing Series just did not agree with the start, and they wanted to just call for a do-over here.
It very well could have been, and as far as the 24, I guess he's just trying to get it into victory lane there. I don't know. He's kind of driving down there where victory lane would be, so maybe he's just prepping so he can get to it quicker when the race is over. I don't know. We'll see. As again, original restart. We'll go back up, and hopefully we don't see what we saw in the first one, because there are 13 minutes. That means we have about 15-minute races for 15 laps, so that is plenty of time to get around this track.
Yeah, still a long way to go. The lights are off on the pace car. We'll get ready to try to re-rack them, restack them, and we'll try this again. Again, I really don't think that there was an accident on the racetrack. I think they just called for a recall of the start of the race over. We're ready to settle this one again. That beautiful Bud Light car, number 26, the 13 Fury race cars entry. Right there alongside of each other. That's McLaughlin and Tapley. Row number 1, ready. Heat number 2, taking 10. Everyone else will hope they get one of the 5 provisionals. Green flag in the air. We're back to green here in tank number 2 at Lakeland for heat 2. Off into turn number 1. McLaughlin gets the whole shot. Coming down to the bottom is Barth. He'll clear by Tapley. Here comes Lerman in the battle as well as Jordan got the 3.
And they are right there together. Jordan, Tapley, Lerman, Cookson. Cookson, someone new. It's kind of surprised to see him further back in 6th place. I'll be looking to see him move further as we got cars beating and banging, and they are all over the place now. The 24 and the 08 definitely bringing out that caution.
Yeah, we got trouble now. The 03, the 24. Another car in the back of there. The 08, my apologies. The 08, the 24, and a couple of others putting us under the yellow flag. Oh, this happened in front of them. Quick work to get on the binders there from the contact. And I'm not sure if the 24 just drove in there a little too hard on the 08. And then the 83 right down below him. Oh, man, look at this. Nowhere to go for the 24. And then he bonsai'd off the other car. That's what happened, Charles.
Yeah, just some hard racing. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't say anyone necessarily at fault. It just hard racing. They got in a little too hot into the corners, and some cars broke loose and got into each other, and that was all.
It looked like the green it looked like the green and black car actually got loose coming off of turn 4. Calls the 24 to check up, and then he bonsai'd and tagged a couple of other cars in the process there. So the DuPont colors under the 08 and the other machine, and that puts us under what is the yellow flag. Hey, we got a lot of people watching. Give us a shout out real quickly. We'd love to give you a shout out. Let us know your name if you want to, and tell us where you're tuning in tonight. Of course, Charles Wooten is in Wichita Falls, Texas, live sim racing, iRacing studio in the Lone Star State. I'm Wesley Outland coming to you from North Carolina. Clayton, North Carolina, just outside of Raleigh.
Yeah, and
my broadcast studio.
Yeah. I want to talk about something you brought up a second ago, talking about that Bud Light car. Obviously, you know, I don't drink, you know, my parents told me I'm crazy enough as it is. But, you know, the only car prettier than that car right there is got to be that car that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be driving this coming up on the 16th.
Yeah, November 17th, 18th, and 19th, the South Carolina 400. It was unveiled the other day, Monday, that he will be driving a Bass Pro Shops throwback car to the paint scheme that his father, Dale Earnhardt Sr., drove in the Winston at Charlotte back in the 90s. By the way, shout out to North Wilkesboro Speedway, where we've done finish line before, as they come to the green flag. Charles, tickets went on sale for the NASCAR All-Star race at North Wilkesboro for 2023, and they have sold out the entire reservation. Wow.
I was about to say, you said they went on sale. I was like, when did they go off sale? Like 10 minutes later? They ran out of tickets?
Like tickets went on sale. Tickets went on sale at 12 noon, and I think by 12:45 they announced the tickets were sold out.
You know, that honestly does not surprise me.
Landry up the racetrack. Here comes Tapley. Damaged Fury race car entry. Trying to battle back in as well. 11 to go. By the way, remember, race 1 ended with 11 to go. They got contact. Runs each other up the racetrack. Slams back down to the bottom. That's Conley. Conley into Lerman. Lerman into the 111. And caution is out again.
And that was
just keep on coming.
And that was a hard lick to the outside wall. We'll go take a look at the replay here. And, you know, it looks like maybe something broke on that 111 because it was just an immediate outside turn right in here somewhere. It checks up a little bit, and we'll see. Well, he got a little hit there from, I believe that's 33. I can't tell the number too good. Yeah, the 03 is right there. Just taps him and then just slams him into the outside wall.
Yeah, wow, look at that. The 111, the 11 ran each other up the racetrack. And 11 laps to go. Ironically, 11 to go when heat number 1 ended because of the time. Charles, where we at? Oh, look at that.
Hell, I think some tempers are flaring at this race tonight.
I think you like that too much.
I had a feeling something like that was going to happen. You know, these guys are very, very passionate about what they do. And I forgot to mention, Wesley, and earlier, they're still trying to wreck each other, by the way, in the back of the field. But I forgot to mention the name of this race. So we're going to let you guess. What do you think the name of this race is?
What do I think the name of the race is tonight?
Yes.
The Welcome Back 100.
No. The name of this race, by request of a driver or somebody really wanted this name, so finally they caved and let him have it. But the name of this race is Let's Go Brandon 100.
Okay.
I'm all for it. Let's go. I like it. So that is the name of the race. I was good. We had a logo for it, but I didn't have time to get it in. But I did want to throw it in there as we're about to take the green flag again.
Green flag back in the air, ready to go back to it again with Jordan on the restart. On the outside, trying to battle along with McLaughlin. And again, looking to work their way to the back straightaway, side by side, 10 to go. They got further a lap more than what the last race did. Oh, we got trouble in the front of the pack. Cookson caught up in it.
And caution is out.
Caught up in it. I think Bill and Cookson's involved. Oh, my. 10 to go. Hey, shout out to Josh Hogden from Maine. My brother Tyler Lerman is iRacing 4 weeks ago. Good deal. Thank you very much. Thank you to Dylan Lehman from Buxton, Maine. Nate Barth from Beach Ridge Barber Shop, Scarborough, Maine. And Daily Fishing says, let's go, Nate Barth. By the way, I remember Beach Ridge. I went to Beach Ridge Motor Speedway probably about 4 years ago for a race before it shut down permanently. Missed Beach Ridge immensely. Charles, there you see what happened. It happened on the front of the pack, and then other cars in the back got littered into it. And we have another yellow flag here with 10 laps to go, and I got a feeling time's running out in this one as well, buddy.
Yeah, according to the clock here, we have 5 minutes on the clock to complete 10 laps.
Oh, wow.
You know, we got a little bit of time, but time is getting scarce. So these guys need to put it in race gear instead of caution gear and get this thing going if they want to complete it, you know, under the green flag conditions. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see how this one does play out. But they have completed, like you said, more laps in the heat race 1. So that is good for them. So they might be able to make this one on laps instead of time.
Yeah, going to certainly try to as well.
And
lights will go off on the pace car. We'll try to do this again. By the way, we are after halfway, and we have 15 laps completed, 10 to go, Charles.
Yeah, and a big shout out to the fans here of the Maine Sim Racing Series. I looked, there was 42 people watching just a second ago. You know, an amazing turnout. These guys, last year they did it, this year they did it. The fans love this series, and they come in and they show their support by chatting, showing up to watch. So, you know, a big shout out to all the fans that always tune in for this series.
Green flag ready for the restart. Let's try it in here at USA International. And we'll see what happens as they work their way to the back straightaway.
And interesting, we'll see. It looks like Ed Connolly not going to be in right now, and neither is Max Cookson. So I would imagine if Cookson doesn't make it in, as he's sitting back now in 12th place, he will probably have a provisional and make it in on a provisional, as he was one of the top 3 last year. So I don't count him out just yet, but they are battling right now as they're going to come and take 7 to go.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned Cookson, though. He fought his way back into the top 10, and after being part of that caution, if he can save a provisional, obviously that's something you want to do, because one thing you got to remember, when you use a provisional, you use up one of your provisionals. You got to wonder how many provisionals you have left. It's kind of like, sideways goes McLaughlin and Jordan. Jordan got loose. He falls back a couple of more spots. Barth goes to the number 2 spot. Merrill up on the outside, and Jordan a battle back with 6 to go.
Yeah, and like you said, you don't want to use them, and I don't know. We'll have to clarify with Sean. I don't know if these provisionals are just for this first race or if that is going to be a thing going throughout the entire season. We'll get that information as we go into the season. They're going to be side by side right now. That is the 00 in the 29 of Jordan and
that's Merrill and
Merle.
Jordan. Yeah, that's Merrill and Jordan going at it. The 40 behind him, a Landry. All this taking place, the clock winding down. 4 laps to go as they work off turn number 4. And it is getting intense for the transfer spot. Cookson has moved up to 9th. Kernick will go to 10th. Tapley on the outside looking in. And there's that battle for the transfer. Hot and heated here at USA going to turn 3.
Yeah, we like to focus on the leaders when we can, but this is the spot to watch right now. Is at the moment Lerman has it, but never mind, Tapley has it. And here comes now. These guys are just beating and banging the doors off these cars, all for 10th place.
Man, Lerman was 2 spots ahead a moment ago. 3-1. They run each other at the racetrack. Lerman's in the wall. Blotter's in the wall. And the caution will come out with 3 to go. You knew that was bound to happen there, Charles. They were getting so uneasy, and it was getting disorganized fighting for that spot right there.
And, typically we'd go watch a replay, but you really don't need it to go watch a replay to know what happened there. We watched it live. It was 3 cars battling, and it was for transfer spot. And, it's not dirty racing, it's rough racing. And, I mean, hey, these guys, some of them probably wrecked the grandma to get into the race. With 40-something cars, 42 started, 25 going to make it. You've got to make moves sometimes. I compare this to Daytona or Talladega. When you have 1 lap to go and you want to get into at least the top 3 position or a win, you got to do what you got to do. And that's what they were doing there. And unfortunately, they just got tangled up together.
What is the old cliche called? Whatever it takes, if you will. Whatever it takes. And that's exactly what just happened there. Is those cars were, one time Lerman was in the number 10 spot, and then he went into one part of the racetrack into turn 2. By the time he got to the back stretch to 3, he fell back 3 positions, and I just think they got a little aggressive there. Props to these drivers, though, Charles. They're about 3 laps away from trying to complete their heat race.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not going to happen, as you'll see here momentarily. Timer has expired. There it is, final lap.
Yep, this is it, final lap. Final lap. Well, they tried. They got all the way at least further than the last race did. And this race is going to finish under the yellow flag with Andrew McLaughlin some way surviving the craziness, the mayhem, and the chaos that is USA International in heat race number 2. Conover, Barth, Knee, Merrill, Jordan, Landry, Burgon, Willett, Melcher, and Cookson are going to transfer in. And Mooney. Those are your 10.
And it'll be a stacked field when we get to that 100-lap feature. And before we get there, we will have a little bit of warm-up, and we'll confirm with race control if caution laps do count or do not count during that 100-lap race. I would imagine they probably do count. And if they do, Wesley, that means you really got to be, on your A game. You don't want these cautions like you had in the heat races. You want to stay green as much as you can.
So that is the end of heat race number 2. Again, Andrew McLaughlin, the Bud Light, number 26, will pick up the win. Let's take a look at the results of the heat race number 2. Again, the top 10 will transfer in to the show. McLaughlin, Barth, Merrill, Jordan, Landry, your top 5, along with Burgon, Melcher, Cookson, Current, and Tapley. Even though cars that were involved in accidents earlier, somehow, some way, they have battled their way into now the feature. Who will be the 5 provisionals? Who will be join the other 20 drivers? And we go 100 laps in the lid lifter for the Maine Sim Racing Series. It's the Let's Go Brandon 100 to kick off the season for Season 2. We'll be back in just a moment. This is iRacing on LSRTV with coverage tonight from USA International.
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN. Welcome to the Community Radio Network. Follow us always via social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports. Plus, listen to the new CRN 87.9 and still anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outlet up topside at one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join us every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern with coverage of Finish Line, where we talk to everybody from NASCAR to grassroots, like right here at Caraway Speedway. Carolina's Fox Sports Radio affiliates, iHeartRadio, and on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM. And remember, thanks to Live Sim Racing Productions, you can actually see the guest panel, ask their questions, get interactive with us with comments, and so much more in our chat box. Finish Line every Wednesday. Join us every week.
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN. Welcome to the Community Radio Network. Follow us always via social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports. Plus, listen to the new CRN 87.9 and still anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outlet up topside at one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join us every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern with coverage of Finish Line, where we talk to everybody from NASCAR to grassroots, like right here at Caraway Speedway. Carolina's Fox Sports Radio affiliates, iHeartRadio, and on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM. And remember, thanks to Live Sim Racing Productions, you can actually see the guest panel, ask their questions, get interactive with us with comments, and so much more in our chat box. Finish Line every Wednesday. Join us every week. Welcome back to the Maine Sim Racing Series and the 2022 season opener. It's the Let's Go Brandon 100. Here at USA International, I'm Wesley Outlaw. We got Charles Wooten alongside. All right, Charles, what's your take of these heat races, buddy? Now it's time to strap in and get ready for the real deal now. The real race is coming up.
Yeah, I'm interested. We did find out that caution laps are not going to count, so they have 100 actual laps to get around this track. So I am really looking forward to seeing how it goes. And these guys know they have 100 laps, but they don't want to run them under caution and run out of time during this feature race. So they just got to get it done, but get it done cleanly.
They got to get it done and get it done in a hurry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's cue up some lineup music and give you the starting lineup. We'll also find out who the 5 drivers from row 11 on back who have got the provisionals. Here we go. These are your heat race winners from Heat 1, Heat 2, obviously. Ricker and McLaughlin, Heat 1, Heat 2 winners on the pole and on the outside. Row 2, Haggett, Barth, facing against 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and so on. Nick Morton, PJ Merrill, row 3. Row 4, we'll find Nick Dyer, Tyler Jordan. Row 5, top 10. Keniston, Landry here at USA.
Row 6 going to be Cody Childs alongside the 38 of Matthew Burgoyne. And row 7 going to be David Greenleaf and Logan Melcher in the 41. Row 8 going to be Dan Nesmith and Max Cookson, who did make it in without a provisional, so that is good for him. Row 10 going to be Brian Conover and Dominic Currick in the 82, and rounding out your 20 cars that made it in from the heat races without a provisional is going to be Kyle Mooney and Scott Tapley in the 13, Wesley.
And now here's your 5 drivers on provisional land. Cole Watts in the 87, Ben Nile in the 14, row 11. Row 12 will find Matt Mingo and Cody Billings in the 23. And the final car, Stephen Allen and Dan DeSanto in the 86. So they decided to start 26. They have 6 provisionals.
Well, actually,
instead of 5.
Yeah, because of the way they're doing this, Wesley, the guys that we saw potentially on the provisionals, I don't think are the actual provisional drivers.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's actually Tyler Connolly, Ed Connolly, Ben Burgess, Matthew Burgoyne, and that's Gleason Smith, maybe.
Yeah, the actual 5 are Chris Fortier, Tyler Connolly, Ed Connolly, Gleason Smith, and Ben Burgess. Those are your 5 provisional drivers.
There you go. It's all screwed up. We'll try to make sure we have it right next time, peeps.
Yeah, the way it is, so we know how they set this up, and it's going to be that way. Luckily, I can see it on my end, is what they do is they basically open it up to everybody.
Coming to the line, ready for the first race of the season, the Let's Go Brandon 100 underway at USA International. And you have a virtual race. Working off turn number 2 to the back straightaway. McLaughlin up on the top side. Here comes Ricker on the bottom. Hagen will follow. Barth as well. We got trouble behind them. Looks like Morton and some other cars are involved. Morton, Tapley, Conley. Yellow is out.
Unfortunate for these guys. We'll take a look and see what exactly happened to bring out the caution. And Wesley, again, this happened so quick.
Hey, it's broadcast person.
Oh, crap. Hang on, Wesley.
At one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join. Well, hello. We're back on the air with commercials.
There we go. Hey, sorry about that. We had a little whoopsie-doo there on there. There's the caution. That's what we were trying to find. And we got back just in time for the caution to come out. And all apologies is apparently we wanted to watch Wesley again on commercial, but we'll chalk that one up to a producer error. It doesn't happen very often, but hey, it happened here tonight. But Wesley, congrats to being on commercial in the middle of a race.
Yeah, that's a first. And for those that are watching, I just want to let you know that that commercial was shot many moons ago, okay? I have less hair. I am shaved now. I do not look like a pizza man. That was something that I was going through midlife crisis with. It technically is No Shave November, so maybe I'll grow it back, Charles. I don't know.
See, the problem with me is
it's too much. It's too much.
I've been growing it up to November, so now it's shaved November for me. So, it's got to go because obviously, come the Florence podcast, I kind of want to make an appearance, but I don't want to make an appearance looking, kind of like a woolly mammoth that's been revived from 100 years of being frozen. And yes, that's the thing. You can look like a woolly mammoth. Did I actually make Wesley speechless?
I
win.
I just can't believe the things you say sometimes.
Well, neither can I, so. I will say this. Excuse me. We're kind of starting out this race same as we did the heat races.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's deja vu all over again, right, Charles? No matter it's 15 or 100, we'll try this again. By the way, we got 99 laps, but I don't know what I got to say to rhyme it. Let's go, Brandon. 100 back underway in USA.
I can make so many things, but I'm not going to get myself barred from iRacing or anywhere else.
Let's say I got 99 problems with another caution 8-1, but I feel like I'm going to jinx ourselves if I say that. So
yeah, don't say that. Yeah. You definitely jinx us with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys, they'll surprise us maybe. Maybe we'll get some green flag racing under our belt here. And, for the record, I'm kind of losing my voice. I was choked on a sweet tart, so apologize for that one, but that's why I couldn't hardly talk for a second. But, they got it going. You got to go back and never mind, there's caution. And we're trying to find where this one is. And they're jumbling around on us, but I do believe... Well, now they're back going again. It was somewhere in the rear of the field. And again, to apologize, when caution laps don't count, timing and scoring... it has a mind of its own, to put it nicely, Wesley, and makes it very difficult to see who the caution is actually on.
Yeah, so whatever's going on, it looks like everybody's coming down to the pit lane. Are you really pitting on lap number 3? Are you serious?
It's a very interesting call. Maybe they're going to be short on fuel by just a couple of laps, and this will help top them off. We'll see. We'll watch you and watch the 41. That is Logan Melcher. We'll see. It looks like the car is not going up, so it's going to be fuel only. So, yeah, I'm guessing maybe these guys can't make it on fuel, Wesley, and they're just going to top off every chance they get.
Yeah, caution is out. Yeah. I find it weird that they pitted on lap number 3. But, by the way, if you want to be honest, Charles, we're on lap 15. We're probably 15 or so laps into this race, but caution laps don't count. So maybe they did feel like they needed to stop and take on fuel here.
And, I don't do a whole lot of racing myself, and I don't know what the ruling is on it. So back about a year, maybe 2 years ago, a lot of people were being, in my opinion only, wusses and weenies. And they were complaining on the dirt side of things that when caution laps didn't count, it was using fuel, and they couldn't calculate their fuel properly. And they were running out of fuel during the races, so iRacing said, okay, you're a bunch of weenies. We'll just say your caution fuel doesn't count. So on the dirt side of things, under caution laps, when caution laps do not count, fuel does not deplete from your car. It's some magic trick. I don't know how it happens. I don't know if that's over on the asphalt side, too. Maybe someone that races in chat, like Terry Radford, is in there, can let us know one way or the other, because I'm not 100% sure if that did carry over to asphalt or not. But if it did, then caution laps would not be draining their fuel tank like it does on the dirt side. I'm thinking that's not the case because they can pit and get fuel. But, yeah, I never understood it. you know, you've been at dirt race tracks just like I have. If you think it's going to be a caution fest, you just fill the tank up.
Don't you put that evil on me, Charles Wood.
That's, you know, yeah, you fill the tank up as we're taking the green flag.
Green flag going back in the air. We will try this again. Still a long way to go, by the way.
Yeah,
we're not even. Yeah, exactly. Like, seriously, we haven't even made a dent.
So we may not have made a dent, but they're making dents in the side of each other's car here. Is that beautiful Bud Light car? It's got a little scrapes on some on it.
It's Terry Radford calling you a boo or me a boo. Okay, don't call me a hey boo. Okay, guys don't call other guys hey boo. That's scary.
I think he's talking to me. I'll take it. No.
Okay, good. Because it ain't me. I ain't responding to that.
No, if he was talking to you, he'd be saying, "Hey, old boo."
Oh, shut up, Charles.
We're
the pizza man thing going on.
Yeah, we got the green flag out, and it's we've completed a couple of laps now, so we're good. We maybe have gotten into that groove. You know, I will chalk this race up to it could be the biggest caution fest on the planet. I know a lot of these drivers, majority of them, and they're good, clean racers. So one thing you have to chalk it up to is they've been off for a while. They haven't raced with each other in a while in this series. Some of them may have raced in other leagues with each other, but not all of them. So, you know, you got to kind of get that groove back in after being off for a while.
Yeah, you gotta somehow, you know, find a way to, if you will, weasel out the bad cars, weasel out the cars that are, you know, just not contenders. And I don't mean to make anybody mad in saying that, whether it's a fan that is watching of one of your drivers or if it's a driver that's out here on the track. But, you know, if it's not your night, it's not your night, Charles. Sometimes even the top dogs have nights that just don't go their way, and you fall to the back. And somehow, some way, we got to weasel out the bad cars to get the good contenders up at the front to make a decision of who's going to win this race. And again, we're still 90 laps to go. I mean, a long way to go in this race. And another thing is, Charles, you got to be patient. This is a 100-lap race for the Let's Go Brandon 100. You got to be patient. You got to be able to hit your marks. Don't be aggressive so fast. Ride it out. Ride it out. And be there at the end. I'd say probably around lap 70. That's when you need to start getting aggressive and try to make a run to the checkered flag. You're not going to win the race on lap number 10, Charles.
Now, you're definitely not as McLaughlin going to go take the lead there. But, yeah, you know, you've got to be on your game. And not everyone's going to have a game like you were talking about. You're not going to have an A game every race. Prime example, if you follow, you know, World of Outlaws, look at Sweet. Sweet had been doing really, really good and then just had an awful night one night. As the caution comes back out, we'll get to that point later. It looks like it's going to be Gleason Smith in the 5C that's involved in this one.
So another green flag. Another caution coming out again, as I mentioned.
We'll see exactly what happened here. I'm pretty sure the 5C of Gleason Smith was involved in this one. Not sure if he was the cause of it or just got involved in it, or if he involved in it at all. We're about to find out, though. No, there's a up in front of him.
Whoa! Oh, my.
Yeah, so he didn't actually get involved in it. He was just having a checkup for it. Looks like it was a few cars in front of him, potentially, that were involved in that one. But, you know, either way, it brings out the caution one more time. But we did complete, I believe, about 8 laps, Wesley, before that caution did come out.
Yeah, we got a nice little green flag run under our belts. 12 of 100. 12 of 100. Wonder if anybody else is going to try to come to the pit lane and hit any more tankers. Do you think we're still early in the going here?
I don't see any in the pits at the moment. But for any of those wondering what the time limit is on this race, we are 12 laps in, 89 to go, and we have 53 minutes. So we have we had started about an hour. So we got an hour to run 100 laps. Again, that's plenty of time to run this thing, probably 3 times over without the caution. So we'll see how it does play out. But
Yes.
Again, each time we go green, we are seeming to get a longer and longer green flag run. So that is definitely a good thing.
All of that transpiring as we are under the yellow flag yet again. Charles Wooten is in the house. I'm Wesley Outlet. Of course, I'll be joining you on the call for the Maine Sim Racing Series this year as much as I can, as long as I don't have any real broadcast obligations or things going on. But for the most part, look forward to working with Charles and some other colleagues here. Maybe Boo, Terry Radford.
And then, don't forget Jason. We got Jason coming in. And
Jason Rockefeller in the house, yes.
And I was looking at our schedule here. And I forgot who did it. And somebody was saying they're available next week as the green flag comes back out. I believe that was you that were saying, I forgot that you are available next week, but they're off next week. That's why I didn't include it in our schedule. So,
yeah, and then 2 weeks, my plan is to try to do the Maine Sim Racing Series from Pensacola on Wednesday night from Florence, South Carolina, Florence Motor Speedway. Contact, second, third, fourth, contact, slam into the wall in the back.
Caution
I believe
is
that's
out.
Greenleaf.
That is David
Greenleaf with a hard hit. Man, oh man. He got turned into the clip, front nose into the wall on a restart. Man. Oh, wow. Heartbreaking.
We'll take a look and see what exactly happened. As you see right here, David Greenleaf involved in this one. And you said it just a hard lick, so we'll wait and see exactly what happened. And right there, just
and
gets
there's
a
that
little
contact there. So you notice, Charles, and by the way, my apologies, it happened so fast. I thought he put the car front nose in the wall. He actually backed the back end of the car into the wall, which actually, be honest with you, Charles, that's better than what he could have done front nose. But it looked like he bounced off the 6 car. And it was a glancing blow, mind you. And once he, just bonsai'd off the left front or the right front and then the right rear, that's what caused the damage on the 58 of Greenleaf's car and caused him to spin out there. So that's why I'm running the caution flag, bub.
Yeah, one more caution. Let's go ahead. We know there's going to be no caution laps, but 4 cautions. I'm not sure how we have 1 caution lap, but interesting. Caution laps don't count.
I love it.
The only way I can imagine is because we
somehow, some way.
Baffling.
We started the first. We had maybe the reason why was we had a caution on the opening lap, and they let that lap count as a caution lap. I don't know. Then they restarted it again. Anyhow, 4 cautions,
1 lead change,
and 1 lead change. Yeah, that's it.
And that was a pretty simple one.
That's all that's going on in your life.
That's, again, interesting. I'm still baffled by how we managed that one. But either way, we've completed now 12 laps on lap number 13. And apparently the inappropriate bots have decided they want to come to town here and enjoy this race as well with us. So we are having to do with that as well. So we'll get rid of those. And put that user in timeout. There you go. You don't need to be here. The joys of pulling double duty here. You get to hear the back end side of things as well.
Yeah, so the caution coming out, and we'll reset them here. 13 of 100 laps. Hey, by the way, don't forget, we've got a lot of great things going on. Plethora of iRacing coverage. Tomorrow night, we've got the Northwest Racing Series Truck Playoffs. I believe we'll be at Dover Motor Speedway tomorrow night. Then we've also got the Major Series on Sunday night, 400 miles from Homestead, Miami Speedway. Green flag in the air. We're back to it again. 13 of 100 laps. Let's go, Brandon, 100. Hey, what do you say we rest our voices for a minute? Check this out. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Turn 2. Big wreck. 6, 7 cars involved. Big calamity over there. And the caution is out again. Man, oh man. Well, so much for the sound off, Charles.
Yeah, sound off didn't go very far. And trying to round up where this caution took place at. And there we go. Take a look here and see exactly what happened. You saw a bit of a pile up, you could say.
Well, there you go. There's the exchange of what happened. 41, 88, several other cars involved.
No, Wesley, that's not a wreck. That's a parking lot at that point.
Yeah, that's the parking lot. Yeah, I was about to say a junkyard. Under caution, 16 to 100 laps left. By the way, in case you're doing the math, there are still 84 laps to go.
And only 45 minutes.
Oh, they have a time limit for the race, too? Uh-oh. Well, at least they're enforcing a time limit. I got to give them props for that.
And we're looking at, 46 minutes to go with 85 laps to go.
And by the way, obviously these drivers have, if you will, not raced in a while or not raced in the Maine Sim Racing Series brand in a while. I mean, what has it been since what, February or March of last year or this year, whenever they last ran? Because they kind of run like season to season, 22 fall to 23 winter, basically.
Yeah, they a lot of these guys race in real life, so they only get to race during the winter. So they may race other places, but this group hasn't raced together for this series since about February of last year or this year.
That's what I figured. Yeah, they're just kind of, if you will,
winter racers.
Just winter racers, exactly. Just trying to keep from being stuck in hibernation, if you will. And if anybody knows Maine, there's sometimes chances where there's snow on the ground in Maine right now in early November. So obviously it's cold as hell up there by September, October. So obviously Oxford Plains Speedway, they just finished up their season finale. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. I think it was. Obviously their big races, the Oxford 250. If you didn't know, Charles, that is a race that's right in mid-August. It's like the third weekend of August because they can't race. I mean, and that's what I love about, a lot of tracks up in the Northeast, Midwest, you could see racing every day of the week, Charles, and we love races like that as we get ready for the restart. But you've only got like a window. You've got like March, May, June, July, August, September, 4 or 5 months to race. That's it. Yeah, you can't do it no more.
Yeah, it is a far cry from what you get here down like in Texas and in the South.
There is no off-season anymore where we live, brother. Off-season.
Yeah, you basically take off for Christmas Day, and that's about it if you're lucky. So that's literally about it. You just don't get any days off around here. It's nonstop. It's points racing throughout March to August, and then it's big money season after that.
And somewhere one day there'll be an Ebenezer Scrooge that decides to do a big money race on Christmas Day, and the cavalry will come.
Yes, they will. I'll be there producing it.
What? Christmas? Yeah, Bob. Did I come in for dinner? Nope. Go to the race.
I'd be game for it. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Lap 19 of 100. By the way, we're about to be 1/4 of the 1/5 of this distance in the race here at USA International. This track is now dormant, shut down back in the early 2000s. And I remember when I used to be a part of here we go, caution, lap 19, trouble. Here we go again, Fury Race Cars, number 13, into the fence one more time. That is Scott Tapley. Man, if he's got 9 lives, he just spent them all there, Charles, because he is still in the game. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what happened here. And I'm 99% sure it was him. We're going to find out for sure here in just a second if he was a complete cause of it or if he just got tangled up in somebody else's mess. And I'm thinking he might have just got tangled up in somebody's mess. as we're about to find out. Nope, just kind of looped it. I don't think there was actually ever really any contact there.
Yeah, there's man.
And, you know, I'm going to get flack for this, I know, from people. But, you know, it honestly looked like there could have been some of that, you know, that net ETH word that they don't like us to say, where two cars, unfortunately, get together, because this is a sim. We try to make it as real as we can. But at the end of the day, you know, stuff's going to happen. Two people not having the internet syncing up. You know, and that could have been what the deal was. You know, just a little bit of that, you know, that happened there. But, yeah, it didn't look like there was actual contact, but there could have been on their screen. We'll never know. But he did spin out, bring out the caution, and we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and try this one again.
And we'll step away and take a quick break as well. 20 of 100 with...
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN. Welcome to the Community Radio Network. Follow us always via social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports. Plus, listen to the new CRN 87.9 and still anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
This is our series.
Your CRN.
Hey, we're back here for the restart just as soon as we came back from commercial break. 21 of 100 laps on the green flag. Bud Light, number 26, Andrew McLaughlin is the leader. Nathan Barth is second. Jason Ricker, Noah Haggett, top 5 with Kyle Mooney. Cookson climbing the ladder along with Morton, Peril, Conley, and Jordan top 10. Charles Wood, Wesley Outland, opening lid lifter. The Let's Go Brandon 100. For the Maine Sim Racing Series. Here come the leaders off of turn number 2. Streaming speed-wise down the back straightaway into the corner to 3. And I'll tell you what, Charles, McLaughlin, Barth, and Rick are trying to break a little distance from 4th on back, bud.
Yeah, they really are. And Cookson ain't going to be liking that too much. He'll be up there as soon as he can. We'll just have to wait and see how long it's going to take him. But Cookson having a rough start to the season, to be honest. But, you know, I guess you can't say 4th is, you know, rough, but, you know, you usually see him and Burgoyne up at the front. Burgoyne all the way back in 24th out of 25. He is on track. Every driver's on track right now, but some of these guys we're used to seeing, you know, battling for it, like Conley, Landry, Burgoyne, Cookson. They're not in the top 5 right now, so very surprising.
So I believe that the powers that be have told these drivers, look, guys, you've had 5-6 caution flags. Enough is enough. Let's get to the finish here. 75 laps to go. This time, Bob, they come to the line. We're on lap number 25 as the leaders work their way off the corner out of turn number 4 here at USA. By the way, this track is also a track just like Lanier on the iRacing server, Charles, where you know this, my friend. You could be able to run it as a pavement track like we are tonight, or a dirt track.
Yes, I wouldn't run these cars on it at dirt, but you can run it as dirt for sure. Yeah, you can slap some dirt on here and call it a dirt race and go to town on it, or you can scrape all that dirt off and do what we're doing here tonight. Some asphalt short track racing with the super late model, and you know, deep down, through every bit of me, I am a dirt racing fan. I've been around it all my life. But this right here, short track asphalt racing, you know, I would say it's just as good, you know, as dirt racing. You know, they're going to put on a show regardless, and that's what they're doing here right now.
It's like I tell people, it's like a disease. It kind of grows on you after a while. You know, you might be die hard to the dirt world, but no doubt about it, you know, be around pavement a little bit, you'll kind of become more immune to it, if you will. McLaughlin, Barth, Cookson is the leader. Ricker Mooney, top 5. And we got another caution flag. The 5 and the 111 are in the fence. That's Smith and Conley wrecking on the front straightaway here on lap number 29.
Well, take a look at the replay here on the screen and see what happened going into the corner. Question is, was it in the corner or on the straightaway? This is leaving 2, coming into the backstretch. And I feel like somebody may have got to somebody's back bumper here, Wesley. Yeah. Oh, no, he just hit the wall by himself.
Yeah, we didn't even see the 7 car. Burgess spun out there as well, caught up in it. Man.
No, and looking at the 11, it looked like he tried to Ross Chastain it and just hit the wall and keep going.
Did you really just say Chastain the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome what he did Sunday at Martinsville.
Yeah.
Classic.
I'm
I
telling
promise you, people, as a 28-year broadcaster of this industry, from NASCAR to grassroots, you will never, ever see anything like that ever again.
No.
You'll never see that again.
My question is, are they going to do anything about it? Not to him, but in the future.
I don't see how they can. I don't see how they can. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I just, I can't see somebody bonsaiing the wall at Phoenix this week to win the race. I just can't see that happening. Now, obviously, there's a new configuration of the racetrack, and obviously there is a nice arcing corner. If you exit off of turn 4, you could bonsai off the wall and try to go to the straightaway. But I don't know, Charles. I think that last Sunday was a desperation move. He needed 2 spots. He went for it. And, he tore his car all to hell. And that's what a lot of people don't even realize, What if he made that move with 2 laps to go? He might have brought out a caution flag. He might have had that car destroyed. I'm for one that you can't outlaw it. You can't make it illegal. But I don't think we'll ever see anything like that ever again. That's like shades of Earnhardt and Elliott and the pass on the grass, if you want to be honest here. NASCAR is going on 75 years of anniversary next year in 2023, and I promise you that will go into the highlight reel of moments to promote NASCAR as much as the pass on the grass, as much as one hot night at Charlotte between Davey Allison and Kyle Petty and Dale Earnhardt Sr. You name it, that will be in the history reel of things that people will never forget in NASCAR.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This is my honest opinion. The moment he did that and the hype that NASCAR got because of it, with people that, probably didn't even watch a whole lot of NASCAR will be tuning in now just because of that. If they actually did something to penalize him, which they're not, they've had no talk of penalizing him, honestly, it might kill their sport because so many people were so hyped up about it. And you're right, I don't see anyone doing that in the next race or even in the near future for that matter. But I did like his response as we take the green. It worked in NASCAR 2005, so I tried it.
That's right. I mean, he made a bonsai video game move where you just drive up the wall, And what's so amazing is in real time, it looked like everybody was like snails. He's coming ripping the lip off the corner. It's like a dirt move off a cushion, if you will. We're back to green flag, by the way, in the Let's Go Brandon 100. 70 laps to go now, and McLaughlin is still the leader. And to be honest with you, Charles, amongst all the chaos and mayhem, he has been the front car up in front of everybody right now. He stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the key to this race is keeping your car clean and keeping it out of trouble. And as I say that, the caution comes out.
Yeah, here we go again.
However,
another yellow flag.
Nobody is off pace. So, again, not sure who the caution was for, but there is absolutely nobody off pace right now.
Well, everybody slows them down here. We'll look to see if we can find if there's any trouble on the racetrack.
Yeah, definitely.
And
not
you know what's so funny,
off.
Charles, is I'm wondering here if they called for. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm like you, buddy. I'm not seeing anybody that's. Was it Ed Connolly? Was it the 111 again?
I don't see him off pace. I'm not sure.
Or Tyler Jordan, the 29? I think he might be on the pit lane.
No, the 111's been on pit road for quite some time, so it's not the 111 again. They may have just thrown this one because, again, nobody really off pace.
All right, so we have now a, well, we've had a bunch of cautions, and now finally race control says we're going to throw one just because we feel like it. Well, Charles, where's the Maine Sim Racing Series going to next week, buddy? Next Wednesday night.
Hold that thought for just a moment.
I know we got Pensacola in a few weeks. Hope we found out what happened here. On the
Looking
case,
at the
Charles
29.
got it.
The 29.
It is Jordan, I told you.
Yeah, so technically you found
Jordan,
it.
I told you.
There
you go.
No, the caution was out, so that little bobble, I don't know if that would bring out the caution, but that is the only thing we have found, and that did bring out the caution. So, unfortunate there, but yeah, that little bitty bobble you saw, yeah, bringing out the caution is we're about to go green.
Yeah, let's settle this again. 68 laps to go. Green flag back out here at USA. Single file. McLaughlin, Barth, Cookson, by the way. 13th spot for the number 3 spot. He's in third, comfortable, down to the bottom with Ricker and Mooney. Everyone else single file. Trying to get to halfway, trying to beat the time limit as well. And I will say this much, John Charles, it has been a caution field first half of the Let's Go Brandon 100.
Yes, it definitely has been. And again, not to knock the series. We're not knocking it. It's a great series. These guys know what they're doing. It's got to get their racing legs back again, as a lot of these guys haven't raced in this series together in, months. So they got to get back the feel for each other. And, I talked about Max Cookson starting out a little slow. Well, he's picked it up. He's on fire now. He's in second place.
McLaughlin, Cookson, they're 1 and 2. 2 car links back to Barth, the third. Ricker and Mooney behind them. There's your top 5, single file. Working off the corner, down the straightaway. That's the backstretch here at USA into turn number 3. And McLaughlin still holding the entire field at bay. Nobody has been able to do anything to the number 26 Bud Light machine. But now somebody, caution comes out as Cookson, I was about to say, is about to make his move like a coiled cobra on his prey. The yellow comes out here, 13, 14 to halfway. 64 laps to go. And another caution flag here at USA, Charles. Man.
And again, looking to see who caused it, but at the moment, not. Again, they get these cars turned around so fast, so I'm not sure who was off the pace there. But either way, they're going to get it turned back around, and it'll be a very, very short caution. And I do know I talked to race control prior to this particular race, and they did tell us that they are running the option of short caution. So as soon as they get lined up and they're good to go, they're going to turn the lights off and go very short.
There you go, quickie yellow.
Yes, quickie yellows.
Well, we see drivers coming onto the pit lane and they're taking on fuel. Obviously, they got to let them at least make one. Yeah, the lights are still on the pace car. They got to at least let them make a pit stop if they are going to change fuel or add fuel. I don't think they can do anything with tires. Am I right, Charles?
You'll have to confirm with that. I don't know. I believe they may have one set of tires they can use.
Gotcha. Well, let's look at the race summary again as we are approaching halfway. 37 of 100 laps, bottom left. And there it is. Holy cow, 9 caution flags. There we are, counting caution laps again. I don't understand that.
Yeah, you and me both. I'm not sure how caution laps are not counting, but we have 3 caution laps somehow.
And nobody has made any move on Andrew McLaughlin since he made the battle for the lead there. It looks like McLaughlin is trying to have a Cole Trickle moment. Hit the pace car.
Yeah, you know, that's the best way to do it. You fit everything else, you got to be perfect, right?
It's so humbling. I smiled knowing that you know the quote for that movie, Charles.
Technically, that is not a quote of the movie. If I quoted it, I'd probably get kicked off iRacing. I believe he says, you've hit every other
God.
thing out there.
Want you to be perfect.
We might get kicked. We might get fired from LSRTV if we said that one.
Back to the green flag here. Well, just don't say the G word. Just say you hit every other damn thing out there. I want you to be perfect. Here we go now. McLaughlin, Cookson, Morton, Merrill, and Landry, top 5, single file as we get ready to go after again. And here comes Charles again. Max Cookson has ran down McLaughlin. This is for the lead as we are approaching 10 laps to halfway here in a few more laps.
Yeah, 10 laps to halfway. Keep that in mind. 10 laps to halfway, and we only have 26 minutes left in this race.
Time limit strictly enforced. They did it in the heat races. They've done it now here in this 100-lap feature. Right now, we're approaching now lap number 39. 10 to halfway, 60 to the finish when they come back around. McLaughlin, Cookson, Morton also. The Valvoline number 6, the throwback to Mr. Consistency, Mark Martin from Batesville, Arkansas. The PJ Merrill machine and Devin Landry, your top 5. And there they are, starting to get organized, single file, hugging the bottom of the racetrack here at USA off turn 2 there, Charles.
Yeah, you know, the 2 cars I want to see get together here and put on a show for the fans out there watching, and that is Max Cookson and Devin Landry. Those 2 will put on a show for you. We've already had one going on right now for the lead between McLaughlin and Cookson, but I really want to see Landry get up there in that number 40 and see if he can just, you know, make this a 3-car battle for the lead, because he is definitely somebody that can do it. But we'll see. We got that at what says number 6. It's actually the 39 to Nick Morton. He's going to get that old Valvoline car up there as well.
Oh my goodness. It's Valvoline, not Vaseline, you pervert. Cookson and Morton, 2nd and 3rd. Trying to run down McLaughlin, Merrill, Landry, top 5. And as Charles said, the laps are winding down here, and they finally are starting to break away from each other.
Yeah, everybody's kind of getting into their little groove and getting into, you know, where they're comfortable at, except for those front 2. You know, I really think Cookson could have a chance of winning this race, but he's going to wait, and he's going to be very methodical on making this pass as they come barreling down the front stretch. He will wait to the very last minute to make that pass, and he may give him a little bump in the bumper or a shot in the shorts, whatever you want to call it, and get by him. Well, time will just tell, you know, how aggressive he wants to be to take that lead.
Instead of kicking the pants, right?
Yes.
Landry and Merrill going at it there for that spot, by the way. Yeah,
I believe,
here you are.
I've heard it 3 ways. You got a shot in the shorts, a bump in the bumper, or a kick in the khakis, whatever you want to call it.
A kick in the khaki. Oh, you mean a shot in the shorts, a kick in the pants, a shot into the rear. Here we go, McLaughlin for the lead on the bottom. Comes Cookson. And they are side by side. Bottom of the racetrack, and the flat goes Cookson. And I don't know, Charles, McLaughlin might have opened that door to Max Cookson. He's got to run on the bottom. And now McLaughlin is hung up top. We'll see if he can hold him off as we do approach halfway here.
Yeah,
their leader, Cookson got him.
And, you know, let's be honest, Andrew McLaughlin got really, really lucky there that he was able to squeeze in there for 2nd place, because, you know, if he'd opened that door up to where those other 3 could have got down below him and pushed him up and kept him up on the high side, you know, those 3 would have just opened that door and just kicked it wide open and said, see you later. And it's going to be hard for him to get by, Cookson as it is, not because Cookson is just way better than him, but because, everybody's running the same line. But that number 6, or 99 on our scoring, Nick Morton, he's on the move now, and he's looking to the bottom side of McLaughlin. He's going to see if he can't get a pass done.
One lap to the halfway flags here, the longest green flag run we have had now here at USA International. As they work their way to the back straightaway, it is Max Cookson up 15 spots to the lead. Finally around Andrew McLaughlin, who started on the outside of the front row. They come to the flag, this time by cross flags in the air. 50 down, 50 to go. And everybody is organized, single file. Nope, I jinxed it. Caution is out. Charles, I believe it's Scott Tapley in 13 that just put us under yellow, buddy.
No, it's not. It's you. You jinxed us.
Well,
I'm just kidding. We're going to go back and watch and see what happened here with the 13. And they're battling good. I believe that's the 90 that's around him, who was having a good run there despite his issues in the heat race. And unfortunately has fallen back a little bit here in this one. And we'll see what happened. To bring out this caution. There's the caution already out, and he's not involved in it, actually.
What was the caution for? Were they supposed to take a caution at halfway?
Not that I'm aware of. Especially with the cautions we've had, so I can't imagine they would have been having one. We're going to go back and see. I don't think the 11 was involved, but we're going to see if we
Chris
can't.
48. We're going to look at Chris 48 here.
Figure out something. We'll figure out where the caution did transpire at. And again, not thinking it was him, but just trying to find where it is at this point. And the caution's out there, and again, nobody in front of him.
Yeah, they already threw the yellow. Yeah. That's what I can't figure out. They already threw the yellow.
So no cars appear to be involved in this, so. Well, we'll talk to race control after.
That's the second time this has happened here.
They could honestly, I don't know this for sure, but maybe you really did cause it, Wesley. Maybe the power of your, influence. Maybe you were an influencer now, Wesley, and you influenced Barney to throw the yellow.
Humana.
Hurry up, get on Instagram. You're an influencer now, Wesley.
Humana. You can follow me on Instagram at Wesley Outlet, Facebook and then Twitter as well, and Snapchat.
And TikTok?
TikTok is at CRN Sports. I don't have a per se Wesley Outland personal TikTok page.
All right, well, you should have one.
I don't think so. I see so much stupid nonsense on that. I don't even know why they talked me into getting TikTok. I really don't. It ain't done. Well, I know the reason why I got it. Somebody said, "Hey, you can make money off of it." We ain't made a dime yet.
Well, I don't want to be the naysayer, but I think you actually have to be active on it to make money on it, Wesley. You can't just make a TikTok account and all of a sudden make money.
Well, I do post stuff, work related.
Well,
hey, I posted my vampire where I was hot laughing. Me and my friend Robbie Johnston for Halloween. I did that the other day. I think that got some pretty good views. Here we go. Second half of the race, 50 down, 50 to go here at USA. How much time's left on the clock there, Charles, as well?
We got 49 to go and 18 minutes on the clock.
18 minutes, 49 remaining. Second half of the race underway here. USA International. McLaughlin and Cookson, they got around each other. Max Cookson to the point. I'm telling you, Charles, Max Cookson is just one of those talented wheelmen. It don't matter whether it's real life or in the virtual sim. He methodically worked his way up 15 spots to get around McLaughlin for the lead, and he ain't looked back yet. He's starting to pull away, actually, in the 39 car.
Yeah, he is pulling back. So we'll see. Cookson, again, I told you he'd be somebody. I didn't think he'd try to make his move that quick, but, you know, with the cautions we've had, maybe Cookson's thinking in his head, you know, I got to get up there and make my pass now, because he very well could just hang on there and run a couple of laps, get a caution, and, you know, run a couple of more laps, and, you know, he may be good to go to the end.
Well, back out of the corner into 3, and we watch these front leaders here. Cookson, McLaughlin, Morton, Merrill, Landry, top 5. They're all in that pack with Cookson pulling away by half a second. Burgon, Currett, Greenleaf, even if he got caught wrecked earlier, he's still back in the top 10. Ben Burgess up 32 spots. Highest climber of the race, up to 9th. And Nathan Barth is in the top 10 here.
Yeah, and I'm keeping a very, very close eye on Matthew Burgoyne here, as he, again, was way back in 24th. He was one of those that came down and pitted earlier and took fuel. He is now up 6 spots from where he started anyway, to currently 6th position. Him and Cookson, well, they have a checkered history past, so we'll see how they get up there and make it all work out. But I have a feeling you'll see Landry and Burgoyne up there with Cookson before this race is over.
Yeah, one thing for certain, they will definitely be a family that probably will not sit down at the dinner table with each other for the holidays. They've got a rival, and they've got a little history as the car bounces off the wall. Merrill hits the wall. Burgon will take advantage of that. He will move now to the number 5 spot. Merrill, and the car's off the pace as well.
Yeah, we'll see. He's right there. They're up 2 more spots. And again, this is the battle to watch, because we know they're good drivers. We know the history. We know they're good. And they're going to get up there sooner or later. But you go a little further back. Ben Burgess, not a bad driver either. He's right in the mix of things. Nathan Barth, he was up front earlier in Wesley. He just kind of slid back now. He's not where he was. He's actually 6 spots down from where he started. So, unfortunately, going the wrong direction late in the race.
Cookson, the man out in front, as the leaders come across the line, with McLaughlin second, Morton, Burgon, Landry. Merrill fell back outside the top 5 to the 6th position. Current, Greenleaf, Burgess, and Barth the top 10. That's the way that they stand right now. And all of this transpiring now with Cookson as the new dog leading the fight. And I'm telling you, Charles, that number 39 car is very, very strong as we watch the mid-pack continue to race. There's Cookson again. He's now opened up about a 2nd lead on McLaughlin as they work to the line.
Yeah, he was super, super competitive last season. No surprise to see him back up there doing his thing again. And we have 36 laps to go when they take to the line this time. And 14 minutes to go. We're still safe to make this on the race, but they do not need to see any more cautions. Probably 2 or 3 more, and this race could be a potential, time limit in the area. But hopefully we don't get there. But, I do agree. I said it earlier, and you said it as well. I think these guys have found their groove, and those cautions are going to be very far and few between now.
Yeah, you got the, oh, no, we got one in the wall. Slamming the wall on the front straightaway. I believe that was Greenleaf. David Greenleaf just almost tore the wall down.
And somehow not bringing out a caution. And that is one tough wall. You don't want to hit it, and luckily he survived from it. But, yeah, those are those things that could potentially bring out a caution. Thank goodness it didn't.
And not much damage also on the Greenleaf car as well. I mean, he literally just ramrodded up the wall, chastained the wall, as Charles said earlier.
Yeah.
but he came back down on all fours. We had a couple of cars flip earlier in the race, flip count at 2. And we are approaching 30 laps to go. Max Cookson is the leader. We'll pick him up one more time as there he is right there. It's the 40 of Landry, actually. There's Cookson. Strong ride over a second lead now on McLaughlin. Morton in third, Burgon in fourth. Landry the top 5. He's in his own little world now as they work off turn 2. Man, Cookson just, once he got around McLaughlin, that's all she wrote, Charles. I think McLaughlin might have been holding him up, but when he got around him, he was gone.
Yeah, the caution is out.
Caution is out. Pace car catching the field. Whoa, right there. Well, this time it's a real caution. Is that the 40?
That's what we're trying
or the 90? Is that Kyle Mooney? I believe it is. Kyle Mooney's a yellow car.
Looks like potentially Tyler Conley. We'll see if that is the case, or Ed Conley, as we'll take a look.
Yep, here comes your replay here.
I'll take a look here and see. This is, I believe, Tyler Conley. He was all by himself.
Number 31, Tyler Conley. Yep.
He's all by himself here, so I'm not sure if this indeed was the caution, but it does show that he was off track at one point here recently, so we'll take a look and see. And the green flag is out. Oh, there he is hitting the wall. But
oh, he's in the wall.
The caution is already out now, and that looks like
it's the other car. Is that
48?
The 48 machine that spun. Okay.
Dan Nesmith.
Yeah, Dan Neesmith, actually.
Neesmith. We'll see.
And the 48 of Dan Neesmith and Nesmith going around. Nesmith, actually, it's Nesmith. Nesmith going around there right in front of this other car, Tapley. And there you see him. Got tangled in with the 94. Awesome. Man, that's... Can't get a break, can we?
Yeah, just cannot, and we got a very short break when it came
Cody
to the
Childs
caution.
Involved. That was Cody Childs that got into him there. Green flag back out. And Cookson and Morton now battle side by side as we approach a couple of laps away from 30 remaining, and they have 2 by 2 again.
And now, Wesley, we are in that danger zone. 1 or 2 more cautions, and this race will go to time limit. We have 10 minutes on the clock for 30 laps.
Yeah, got 30 minutes to run 10 laps. And by the way, if they could, not have any more cautions, they could possibly take it to the limit. I mean, you could run 30 laps in 10 minutes.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Go. And can blink and nod there on Nick Tyer's car. So much for that. Caution's out. We got trouble. Number 8, bottom of the racetrack. Oh, wow. I believe that's Ryan Kinniston there in the number 8 car, as Charles said. Caution out here. In the back of that pack there, you bunched them up 2 by 2. Look at the Exalta number 8 of Kinniston. Where did he? Well, looks like he had nowhere to go, actually. And try to go 3 wide, 4 wide. Yeah, you can't do that at USA. Ran out of room. Got up in the marbles. Tried to come back down. Nobody there. Tagged him. Oh, was that the 26 car?
Yeah, the Budweiser car, Bud Light car.
Yeah, McLaughlin's car. Yeah, McLaughlin got caught up in it too. Oh my. Well. That's the way the mop flops, as they say, right?
The mop flops. I've never heard that one.
Yeah. 30 laps to go. We'll take a break. We'll get ready to settle in the finish, hopefully for the checkered flag of a complete 100-lap distance, or time might expire for round 1. But let's go Brandon 100 for the Maine Sim Racing Series. This is iRacing on LSRTV.
This is our series.
so many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
Where the stakes are always higher.
$300,000.
Where virtual meets reality.
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
Where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Back here at USA International, getting ready for the restart. It'll be around 30 laps to go when they come back to the restart zone here at USA International. I'm Wesley Outland. We've got Charles Wooten alongside. It has been a caution-filled race of attrition here for the lid lifter. Season opener for the Maine Sim Racing Series in Season 2. They take it all the way to the restart zone. Snail's pace, pickup speed, back underway. Trying to settle it here. Countdown clock is under 10 minutes. And again, under 30 laps to go. We got trouble. Car spun around in turn number 2 and the caution's out again.
I'm going to be Brian Conover involved in this one.
Yeah, 97, I believe, a Conover. And, yep, Brian Conover putting us under the yellow flag. Here's your replay.
Yeah, this came right at the start of the restart here. As he is, this isn't the caution. He's actually sitting back, getting ready to take the green.
Yeah.
So there's the green. They were all sorts of scattered in the back, it looks like. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting bunched up, and we're about to take the green.
Yeah, now we're getting ready for the one to go. Yeah, they're getting ready to take the restart here, so sometimes these replays want to take you all the way to, like, the most, sequence of things that took place on track, and that's why it's showing Brian Conover's car all the way on a restart. So they're coming back to speed, and it happened right after they came to the green. Off turn 2, we'll watch that Cornwell entry, number 97. The striped car, green and white 97, up on the top of the wall there. And we'll see what happened to Conover here as he sends it off in a 1 and 2. Got some contact off of Child's car, it looks like. And that's what caused the caution. So again, a glancing blow off of the 94 of Cody Child's car. And Charles, that's why I'm running the yellow flag again.
Yeah, they got to be careful now. 29 laps to go, 5.5 minutes on the clock. So time is getting very, very close to running out. As we get about 2.5, 3 minutes per caution, and we're still under one right now. So I would say one more caution in this race will probably go under a time limit versus finishing in under laps.
And now, Charles, what does that do? If they go past the time limit, what do they do? Like, basically, the next flag ends the race, they'll take a white flag randomly, and that'll call it, basically?
Yeah, that'll do it. They'll take the white flag and check it, and that'll be all she wrote.
All right. So we'll try to settle back in here for a shootout. Hey, don't forget, coming up the Major Series, presented by Major's Garage. And understanding it might be our last broadcast with the Major Series also. As I'm understanding, they are moving to Saturdays instead of Sunday nights. I think there's still some conversations about that. But anyhow, Homestead Miami Speedway is this Sunday. And that will be the finale for the Major Series. 400 miles. 267 laps of the championships will be decided for the American Sportsman bracket. Join Brockton Packard, Terry Radford, and myself along for the call Sunday night. iRacing on LSRTV and CRN. We're back to the green flag.
And we're ranking already.
Possibly
we got
time
one
running out. We got a caution. Oh, man.
No caution. No, actually, we didn't get it, but car was wrecked on the front stretch.
I just saw 2 places where cars were crashed there, Charles, and they still don't throw a yellow. I think the admins are kind of fed up as well. They want to get this race in.
Well, let's see how this one does play out. As I told you, Matthew Burgorn.
There's a caution.
That one's going to be Nick Dyer in the 88. As we'll take a look and see what transpired to put him into the yellow flag predicament. But, yeah, there's one car going into the infield.
Well, Yeah, that was, I believe it was our buddy in the 13 of Scott Tapley that went into the infield grass there. And then we got more bonsai moves being done. Watch the 88 of Nick Dyer now.
Oh, and he just loops it around.
And just lost it there. Kind of shades of where Tapley lost it on the restart. Same thing happens here to the 88. So.
And I told you, Wesley, keep an eye on that 38 of Matthew Burgoyne. He is now in third place.
Yeah, Matthew Burgoyne is coming. And by the way, you mentioned he's got teammates. Who are his teammates, buddy?
Believe it's been a while, but Devin Landry, I do believe, is his teammate.
Okay.
And the big rival, I believe, is Cookson. Again, it's been a while since I've got to cover these guys, so I believe it is Burgoyne and Landry teammates. Cookson is their longtime rival. So we'll just kind of wait, make sure that is correct. Again, I do believe it is. But then again, hey, last time we covered these guys was, again, back in like February. So I've eaten a lot of chicken wings and slept since then. So we'll see how it all goes down. But what I do want to say,
of course,
we're not making this race, by the way. We have 1:50 on the clock with 27 laps to go. Even under green flag conditions, we cannot complete this race at 20 seconds a lap. You know, that's 2, 4, 6. You're getting 3 laps a minute. There's physically impossible. This race will end under a time limit and not laps.
So let's just be honest here, Charles. We might be setting ourselves up for what could be the final restart of the race right here when the pace car ducks onto pit lane.
Yeah, if you want to get the win and you're not in the lead, you're going to make some crazy move right here because this is your only chance to do so.
And Burgoyne is behind the leader of Cookson, Nick Morton, Max Cookson. Here we go. Ready to settle it out here. This could be the shootout. 26 laps to go at USA. They're going to have to race to the end of the clock. They're not going to go 100 laps in the Let's Go Brandon 100. Green out. Here we go.
Left.
Cookson. With 1 minute remaining, they'll sell it off into turn 1. They might have 3 laps under their belt. Cookson, Morton, Burgoyne going at it. Cookson on the whole shot. Powers away from Morton. Burgoyne boxed in. Here comes Mooney up top side of the yellow car. And they come to the line with 25 to go.
We'll see 40 seconds left. So again, right about 2 laps to go. We may get that 4th one. No, we're not.
I think we got a car spun on the grass there. And the caution is out. We got 2 cars. This is it. This will end it. Again. Who was the yellow car, Charles? So we got Brian Conover and then the other car there.
That visually could have been the 88. I don't think it was the 90.
Nick Dyer? It is Nick Dyer. It was.
As here's where part of it started in the 97. And they're going to go,
that's Brian Conover, 3 wide again. There's Nick Dyer. That's Nick Dyer turned in. No, that was the 90 car.
Yeah, so we had 2 different incidents, really.
Kyle Mooney and then Brian Conover here. And this race is over, Charles. They're coming to the checkered flag, buddy. This is it.
Yep, finishing. They're done.
Time limit has been enforced, and we are done in the Let's Go Brandon 100. Max Cookson will win round number 1 under caution.
Well, technically, Wesley, this is
76 of 100 laps.
You know, I don't want to correct you on air, but isn't it more like the Let's Go Brandon 75?
I guess.
We finished with 29 laps to go. So, well,
yeah, it's true. Race is over. But Max Cookson is the winner, by the way. Hey, let's look at the final summary of the race here. Bottom left. Race summary.
Oh, it went back to 0.
15 cautions. It did. It reset. 15 cautions, no caution laps, because at one time it said 3 or 4 counted. We don't know what the hell that was about. And lead changes were 10. Just caution field. Man, they got to do some work here. And as I said, for those that were tuning in to the Maine Sim Racing Series lid lifter here tonight at USA International for the Let's Go Brandon 75. Smart Alec Charles. That the race ran out on time limit, but it's been almost a year since these guys have gone to it, about 8 months or so. So they got to get used to racing with each other again.
Yes, definitely. And well, the results are going to show 43 cars, but we know only 25 actually started this race.
Yeah, so we'll just give you the top 25, and then we'll mention everybody else that unable to make the race. There you go. Cookson the winner. Morton in second, followed by Burgoyne in third. Barth, Jordan top 5. Ricker, Landry, Greenleaf, Maryland Currett will finish in the top 10.
And 11th through 20th going to be Haggett, Fortier, Smith, McLaughlin. Down a few bodies. He was up in the front earlier. Ben Burgess, Cody Childs, Ryan Kennison, Tyler Conley, Scott Tapler. Wow, Tapley. Well, we'll get that one out 100 times. And Nick Dyer. You got your top 20.
Yeah, Scott Tapley and Nick Dyer. And then, of course, the rest of the lineup includes Brian Conover, Kyle Mooney, Dan Nesmith, Ed Conley, and Logan Melcher, the drivers that started this race. Everyone else of the Let's Go Brandon 77 are drivers that did not make the race, but we do want to give them at least an honorable mention for showing up and attempting to go through the heat races to make the field. There you go, 40th.
And yeah, these guys here that didn't make it, obviously Sean Kimball, he is race control. He did not race at all.
Race director. Yep.
But these guys did get to race. You know, I was informed of this earlier. They didn't race in here, but they did get to race. There was a non-qualifiers race. Obviously, you know, they're non-qualifiers, so we didn't cover it. But they did start in their own race. So that's still got the race. It just wasn't here on national television. I mean, on YouTube with us. But... But yeah, it's
oh wow.
We'll see some of those guys here, I'm sure. But Wesley, it's you know, one of my favorite times where we get to actually talk to these drivers here in just a minute.
Yes, we will step away and give you a little musical interlude, and when we come back, we will grab a word with the top 3 on the podium. Cooks and Morton Burgoyne going on here for round 1 of the Let's Go Brandon 77. When it's all said and done, Max Cookson, one of the greats of real racing in the Northeast as well as on the virtual sim, gets round 1 of the Maine Sim Racing Series at Lakeland, USA International Speedway in virtual Florida. Don't go anywhere. Our post-race wrap-up is coming up next. Welcome back to the season lifter for the Maine Sim Racing Series, and we welcome you back to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. Charles Booten, Wesley Outland back with you here at USA International, the virtual race all 15 caution flags, only 77 of 100 laps completed after a caution time limit race halted the event on time, and we are going to grab a word with the top three on the podium. Up for third, car number 38, Matthew Burgoyne. Matthew, your take of this race. Caution field. You got up there in the podium. Did you think you had anything for Cookson or, Morton or any of the other guys? Or are you happy with the podium finish, bud?
After that, I was pretty happy with the podium finish. It seemed like it was a battle all night for me. I started out back, and it was just a long road to haul. And it seemed like every time I passed cars, I had to get them back. I was happy to get third.
Cookson, turn off your private talk thing. It's cutting off Burgoyne there. So, but yeah, Charles, he basically just said that it was an eventful race.
Yeah, and my question for you is this: well, we saw some drivers pitting earlier on lap 2, 3, somewhere in there. Was there any need to conserve fuel, or was it just strictly going in just because they felt like they needed to for some reason?
No, we definitely needed fuel. I mean, Andrew was up there the whole race, and he had to come and pit for fuel or he was going to run out. With the race going green, we needed 3 gallons, and with all the cautions, the only thing that would have saved us if we actually timed out sooner, but we all needed fuel. Most of us pitted early, kind of foreseeing what was going to happen. I kind of was on the strategy to wait longer and take 4, and it just kind of screwed me over with all the single file restarts. It just had to use up all my stuff to get back to the front. The pitting a lap 3, getting fuel, make sure you can make it was definitely the strategy.
Well, Matthew, obviously, I'll let you segue this into also your sponsors, but do you feel like this race was just the reason it was caution field is because you guys haven't raced with each other in like probably 7 or 8 months, so you kind of got to get back into the rhythm of things here?
Yeah, yes and no. I think just a lot of guys showed up tonight and a lot of cars on the track. And we kind of went green with a very strong mixture of fast and slow cars, and it just caused for a lot of melee. I mean, at the end where the cream started rising to the top, we started going green longer until, the very end when it was go time. But I think it was just kind of a mixture of cream. Once the cream rose to the top, it kind of cleaned up some, and yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the thoughts of Matthew Burgoyne. He'll finish in the number 3 position here. Let's go now to second place, and the driver of the number 6 Valvoline entry, a throwback of the Mr. Consistency of Mark Martin in his heyday. Nick Morton. Nick, you're taking this race pretty wild. You had some thrills and spills along the way, but you finish on the podium. Nothing wrong with silver.
Yeah, no, I'll take second, all things considered. Started pretty deep in the heat race, and then lap 1 I got turned, and that's when decided once I'd already spun, might as well get gas, and that helped me get to the end. And at the end, I knew I didn't have anything for Max, so I was just trying to get in line behind him, and I knew if I could keep the bottom, I'd be able to keep my spot. But.
Well, with those cautions, I got to ask, did it ever cross your mind, we're getting cautions, we're stacking back up, we're running low on time, to go in there and just send that Hail Mary, make that bonsai move, and just stick it in there, or as I'm going to refer to it for the next year, Ross Chastain it, and just full throttle it in and go for the lead, knowing time was probably going to run out soon anyway?
Well, it's not a horrible idea after watching what Ross did, but Sean was pretty adamant beginning of the race that if anyone did that, we'd be DQ'd. So, like I said, I knew I didn't have anything for Max, so I didn't want to pull any stupid moves. I was definitely the second place car, so I'll stick with second.
Well, Nick, your take of the race in closing, and thank your sponsors, buddy. On to the next one.
Yeah, you got to thank all my sponsors from the real car, and hopefully we can clean things up and get a full race in next time. Maybe a few less cautions.
Yeah, I think for sure that is without a doubt the plan when it's all said and done. Of course, on to well, actually we're off next Wednesday night. Believe it or not, I'm just looking at our upcoming schedule here for the Maine Sim Racing Series, and they are actually off next Wednesday night. So let's go to Victory Lane, and Max Cookson will be the man we'll talk to in Victory Lane, winner of the Let's Go Brandon 100/77 due to time. And right back where you left off, Max, whether it's in a real car or virtual sim car in the Maine Sim Racing Series, congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Bud, let's talk about this race, man. Give us your recap synopsis of the chaos and mayhem, or whatever you think of was USA International tonight.
Yeah, so I kind of got in a mess in the heat race, so I kind of started in the middle of the pack. It was just kind of a little bit of a war zone at the start of it, so I elected to pit and take fuel and then pick my way back up through, and I figured the race, the way it was, tracking, that it was going to end on time, so we never ended up taking our tires, and a couple of guys were coming on tires at the end of it, but we were able to hold on.
I mentioned it earlier on in the race. You were further back. I said it, a little bit of a rough start to the first race, but I did say don't count him out. He'll be up the front later on, and then when you got second, I said he'll make his move at some point. You made it a lot sooner than I thought you would. Probably a good thing you did because of time running out. Had the time not been running lower, could you or would you have taken a little extra time to get up there, maybe taking those tires? Or did you realize time's going to run out, I got to get up to the front now?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I was riding at one point and then just kind of saw the way it was going to play out and figured if I could get to the lead first, it would kind of play in my favor and I would just be able to hold them off.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got a week off to reset things to get ready for 5 Flags in 2 weeks. Max, can you carry that momentum and go for 2 in a row at Pensacola?
Yeah, that's surely going to be the hope.
All right, man. Well, thank your sponsors. We'll get out of here.
Yeah, I got to thank all of my real-life guys and partners, and then Peak Performance on iRacing, and Sean he puts in a lot of effort to this deal, and you guys for doing the broadcast, and all the great sponsors of the series. We appreciate it a lot, so we can go have some fun in the winter.
Yeah, fun time. Of course, Max Cookson up 15 spots to go to victory lane. He'll pick up the win of the opening lid lifter for the Maine Sim Racing Series in the Let's Go Brandon 100/77. Well, Charles, your final take of everything, buddy. By the way, the series is off next Wednesday night. They'll have a chance to get a little reset, and we come back to action, which will be on Wednesday night, November the 16th. And that will, of course, be at 5 Flags Speedway in Pensacola. And obviously a totally different racetrack, different than obviously USA International. No doubt about it. Enjoy being on the team here for the Maine Sim Racing Series, Charles. It's going to be fun next couple of 10 or so weeks all the way till March.
Yeah, don't forget you tried to short me one interview, Wesley. We still got one more person. We got to talk to Sean.
That's right.
I want to get his thoughts on the thing, and we always believe we did it last year. We'll do it this year. And any owner that comes in here, we'll talk to him. We've talked to Jeff before. Sean, race number 1 of several to come. Obviously, we don't sugarcoat it, rub it in butter, or make it look pretty or anything. It was a few cautions, but it was the first race back after a long break. So. How was race 1 for you? And if someone wants to get in on this racing, how do they do so?
Well, there was definitely some growing pains tonight. Like I think Matt was talking about it. We did have a pretty good mix of some faster guys and some slower guys. And whenever you have that, you're looking at a recipe for a tough night. And I would say that's what we had. It was a tough night. But we're going to look at our format and maybe work some things out, try some different things. I set the format, and I'll be honest, there's way more guys that signed up for it than I was expecting. I was thinking we're going to have 20 or 30 people. We got over 50 now, so if they all show up on one night, we're going to have one heck of a full server. As far as signing up for the series, we have a Facebook page, Maine Sim Racing Series on Facebook. Contact me directly through that, and I can help you through the process to get signed up. There's a fee to race with us, but fee goes towards covering expenses and there's prizes. Max won some money by winning the race tonight. There's a point fund. There's all kinds of good stuff going on there. But yeah, it was a tough night, but it was the first race back, so we got some work to do. But there was some good things that went on there. The end of the race was better. It's good racing, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the season and trying to improve things and making this more fun for everybody.
Sean, I just want to throw this in there, buddy. Obviously, you've got a lot of drivers that are real race car drivers that compete at Beach Ridge, which that track is now dormant, or Oxford Plains, or any of the tracks up in the Northeast. What does it mean to get a camaraderie and get these brethren together and have some type of a virtual sim fun during the off season, just to enjoy the sport of racing, if you will?
Well, that was really how this whole deal came to be, really. Originally, what went on was I'm involved with Wiscasset Speedway, and back
there you go.
Several winters ago, we had a driver pass away due to a medical issue, and the very first race of this series was actually a benefit for his widow. We raised over $1,000 for her, and it was a great event. PJ Merrill was in the race tonight. He actually won that race that night, and from there, we just kind of kept having races through the winter, and it just kind of grew. And then the next year we kind of made it into a full point race series. The first year was just kind of for fun. We'd kind of pick a track and go race at it. And originally my plan was to have just drivers from Maine in this series to give them something to do in the wintertime. It's kind of opened up some to anybody that's in Maine can run if they want to. But we do have a lot of drivers. Max races in the Pro All-Star Series. Matt Burgoyne is a weekly competitor at Wiscasset in the late models. There's a lot of guys that race weekly, so it gives them something to do in the wintertime, and hopefully they have fans that tune in and watch the events through you guys, and make it a fun winter.
Well, Sean, I know that I wasn't on the play-by-play call last year due to other obligations with Real Broadcasting, but I know that as long as I don't have anything conflicting, look forward to being in the booth with Charles and others for sure this Wednesday night. Obviously, we're off next Wednesday, but obviously we come back on the 16th, 5 flags, and the rest of the schedule leading up to actually Oxford Plains and the finale coming up in March. For sure, we're looking forward to it, buddy.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well, and Oxford is going to be one heck of a show. We've got 35 guys already registered for that race. That race has has its own entry fee, so that's going to be a big event, and it's going to have a huge purse, so I'm looking forward to that.
That'll be the finale. That's where it'll all culminate. I believe it's going to be on let me see if I make sure I got this correctly. March 11th is actually when that race will be. That will be March 11th, the third annual finale there for the Oxford Plains race. And I think there's actually a couple of days before that also a preliminary. So, hey, that is going to wrap it up. Now, Charles, we can get out of here, buddy. Congratulations again to Max Cookson, and it's on to 5 flags in 2 weeks, buddy.
Yeah, looking forward to 5 flags. Always a fun track to go there. So, nothing wrong with Lakeland, but 5 flags, yeah, I like it a little more. We're going to have fun there.
Fun times, exciting times, and as always, you can follow the Maine Sim Racing Series on Facebook and at iRacing at LSRTV as well on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Charles Wooten, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Max Cookson, winner tonight at USA International. Pretty wild race in the Let's Go Brandon 100. Cut due to time constraints, but it's all said and done. He picks up the win after an explosive race with 15 yellow flags. The new season is upon us. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Virtual Pensacola. Be good to one another, and thank you for tuning in. For Charles Wooten, everybody at Rocket Media, Jeff Stabnow, LSRTV, I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you for checking us out. We'll be back again on November 16th.